Good morning, students, and welcome back to the class. So, that is the fifth chapter, morphology of flowering plants. So, today we will discuss about the semi-technical description of a flowering plant. Okay, so we describe a plant. Okay, and various morphological features or characters are used to describe the plant, isn't it? In morphology, we describe the plant by using various morphological features or characters. That is how they look externally. Okay, either with respect to the leaf, stem, flower, root, etc. So these description should be brief, it should be simple, brief means short, and it should be in a scientific language. Okay, so this technical description of a flowering plant, it involves a floral diagram and vegetative description and with a formula. Okay, and various symbols are used here. Okay, in floral formula, various symbols are used to describe about the stem, leaf, and this flower. So various parts of a plant. Okay, and here let us consider or study certain symbols used in a floral formula. Okay, so in floral formula it is used to describe the various parts of a flower, and certain symbols are used here. Let us get familiar with them. Capital B is used to denote the bracteate. We have discussed that is bracteate and ebracteate. So bracteate means having bracteate, and ebracteate means not having the ebracteate. That is a reduced leaf. And this capital K, it resembles or it denotes the calyx. We have discussed the various parts of a flower, that is calyx, outermost whorl, and the members of which are called as sepals, and that is capital K is used to denote this calyx, and capital C is used to denote the corolla. Next, that is in a flower, after calyx we have a corolla, which the members of which individual members are called as petals. So that is a capital C is used to denote the corolla. And next, capital P is used to denote the perianth. Okay, and capital A is used to denote the androecium, that is male reproductive structure. Okay, and the next capital G is used to denote the gynoecium, that is the female reproductive structure. Okay, and the next, this capital G with underline, it denotes the superior ovary, that is the ovary which is above the other parts of the flower. Okay, that is the superior ovary. And this G, capital G marked with a dash above it, it denotes the inferior ovary. Okay, and the next one is this symbol, that is a circle along with an arrow, that denotes the male. Okay, and this symbol, it denotes the female. Okay, and you see this symbol, it denotes the bisexual plant. That means the plant having both the sex, male and female. Next, You see, this symbol denotes the actinomorphic flower, and this symbol denotes the zygomorphic flower. Fine. And after that, we will discuss some of the important families. Okay. And one such important family is Solanaceae. It commonly called as a potato family, and it is a large family, and here they grow in tropics, subtropics, and even in a temperate region. Okay, tropics means one where there is high temperature, subtropic and temperate, that is in cold region also. That is a potato family, that is a Solanaceae, one of the largest large family. Okay. Let us describe some of the characters. First, vegetative character. In vegetative character, stem. Stem is herbaceous, and it is aerial above the ground. It is erect. Erect means it is straight, and it is cylindrical in nature. Okay, it is cylindrical in nature, and it is branched. That means it is having branches, and that is it. Next, the vegetative character is leaf, and the leaves are alternate here. Okay, and they are simple, and X stipullate, and they are having reticulate venation. Okay, that is veins arrangement is in the form of reticulate. Next one is florals. What is that? Next one is a floral characters. In the floral characters, first inflorescence, that is flower. It is solitary in nature, that is single. It is axillary or cymose. Okay, that is inflorescence. And after that, this calyx, last whorl of the flower, having sepals, five sepals are here. The individual members of calyx are called as sepals, and these sepals are 5 in number, and these sepals are united with each other, not free, and they are persistent, and they are having a valvate oestivation. Okay, and next corolla. After calyx we have the next whorl is corolla, and individual members are called petals. So petals are 5 here, and they are also united here, and they are also having a valvate oestivation. Fine. Next, androecium, that is male reproductive part, and here the individual members are called stamens, and stamens are 5 in number, and they are epipetalous in nature. Okay. And next is gynoecium, that is a female reproductive part, and it is a bicarpellary in nature, and syncarpus, and ovary is superior here, and the fruits are a berry or a capsule, and the seeds are many here, and they are a endospermous. That means they are having a endosperm with them. So this is about the family Solanaceae. Okay, and so this is about the technical, semi-technical description of a typical flower. Okay, wherein a flower plant is described based on various morphological features and characters, and these morphological characters or features should be described in a brief, that is short and simple, and in a scientific language. Okay, and Apart from they are also having this floral diagram and that of the floral formula. Okay, in the semi technical description of a flowering plant. Okay, and certain symbols are used here in the floral formula, and that is B means bracteate, K means calyx, C stands for corolla, okay, and P for perianth, and A for androecium, and G for gynoecium. So like that various symbols are used in describing the morphology of a plant. Okay, so with this we conclude here, and tomorrow we will discuss the description of another family. Okay, thank you.